I'm Cressida Cowell, and I'm the author and illustrator of the How to Train Your Dragon books and the Wizards of Once series, and I'm the current Waterstones Children's Laureate. And I'm here in my writing shed at the bottom of my garden in London, where I wrote and illustrated all the How to Train Your Dragon books and all the Wizards of Once series. You can see it's a very small shed just at the bottom of my garden, and it's filled with books. Those books, by the way, are held together by magic. That's why they don't topple down on top of my head. And it's quite messy, this shed, at the moment, because I've just finished writing a book, so the book has sort of exploded all over the shed. And you can see that I've got all sort of writing things, and I really should have got rid of this this pot of water, because it might spill all over everything. It's quite messy but very creative. This is the place where I thought everything up. And this week in this shed, it's a very special week, because from here I'm going to be hosting Cressida's Creativity Summer Camp, and I'm hoping you're going to watch to get you creating and thinking up your own imaginary worlds, a bit like my Wizards of Once or my How to Train Your Dragon, and creating your own characters and drawing maybe cartoon strips, or creating, I don't know, you could do game design, or you could make a film, whatever. So I'm inviting lots of incredible authors and illustrators and poets and creators to show what they do, how they get started, what inspires them, hoping that it might inspire you. And today is drawing day. So for today, I've got some incredible people. Oh my goodness, I think I've got Nadia Shireen, she's doing a masterclass, and I've got Marta Altez, and I've got Sarah McIntyre. They're all doing masterclasses, and then Rob Biddulph is doing an art lesson based around the summer camp. So I can't wait to see that. And all of the videos, Book Trust and I are hosting this, so they'll all be up on the Book Trust website, and they'll be up for a while, so you can watch them again. Okay, and because it's drawing day, and because I'm an illustrator myself, I thought I would talk to you a bit about how I got started as an illustrator and how I think about illustrating and drawing. When I was a kid, I always really wanted to be an illustrator, but this is quite important, because I didn't know that I could be an illustrator. I used to do things like, I used to copy Snoopy. Copying, by the way, is a really good way if you want to learn how to draw. Copying things is a really good way to learn how to draw. But I would copy Snoopy, and I could never get the Snoopy in the picture to look as good as the real Snoopy. And I used to think, oh no, this means I'm never going to be an illustrator one day. This is really important. It did not mean that. It meant I was only 9, yeah? Don't forget, you're only 9, yeah? And so you've got such a long time, or you're 10, or you're 11, or I mean, I went to art school, and then for ages I did an illustration course, and I did an MA. So you've got lots of time. You have to learn how to do these things. But do practice. It is all about practice, and copying other people is actually a good way to learn how to draw yourself. I'm going to show you the kind of drawings that I do. I'm somebody who, let's see, yes, I do my illustrations are a lot about emotions. In my books, I'm trying to make you laugh, make you cry, make you think. So I pack my book, even though these books are for older readers. This is the Wizards of Once and the How to Train Your Dragon series. I pack them full of illustrations. And I'm trying to do different things with the illustrations. Some of the illustrations are really quite scrawly and scribbly. You see those kind of that. And they're a lot about mark making, you know, the way I've scribbled at his waistcoat and things. And I concentrated on emotion expression. There, he's a bit cross. Hiccup is a bit cross in that picture. And I try and make those kind of drawings look like the kind of drawings that you could do. So there's a lot of drawings like that, or if I'm drawing, this is me drawing Snot-Face Snotlout. Again, you see very scribbly and all about the expression. They're laughing. They're Snot-Face Snotlout and his buddy Dog's Breath of Durbrain. Those are quite scribbly, cartoony, caricature-y illustrations. And they're supposed to make you feel, oh, those are bullies. These are two bullies laughing at Hiccup. Laughing at Hiccup. And you can see right up Snotloat's nostrils there. So that's one type of illustration. It's trying to create one sort of emotion in you. I do lots of splodgy blots and a lot of kind of illustrations of movement, and that's supposed to, because the plots in the books are very exciting, it's supposed to drag you through the book and makes you feel that it's an exciting object. I do that even with the design of the books, by the way, because I'm trying to write books that you really want to read. So I always make my covers look like sweets, not Brussels sprouts. You see how the light is shining off that cover, and it looks like a sweet. And this is my new cover, actually. This is my recent. I'm now going to show you some illustrations because this is a special summer camp that nobody has ever seen before. So this, actually, I think I have shown this cover, but it's not out yet. This is the last book in the Wizards of Once series. It's called Wizards of Once, Never and Forever. You can see how again, it looks like a sweet, how the light is shining off that illustration. So these are some of the illustrations from Wizards of Once, Never, Forever, and nobody has seen these yet because I've only just done them. and you can see how some of them are different types of illustration. Yes, so some of them might be trying to create a mood. This is illustrations of Squeeze Juice. He's the little sprite in the story. And you can see how Squeeze Juice is a really bad state in this book. He's all on his own, and he's being controlled by this dreadful character called the King Witch. And so there I'm trying to make you feel really sorry for Squeeze Juice in that illustration. So you see how I'll be thinking that I've used quite a soft line, I've used quite a soft pencil, and I've thought very gentle thoughts as I'm drawing that. And sometimes I make an expression. Animators do this as well. I'll get a mirror and I'll make a very sad expression in the mirror, and then I'll copy it. And animators will often do that. They've told me when they're animating Toothless or something in the film, they will do exactly that. They will hold a mirror up and they will hold the expression of Toothless and copy it when they're doing it. But I've also used a very soft pencil. You see how that's very different kind of mark making from the very scribbly illustrations that I was doing when I was trying to do Dog's Breath of Durbrain and Snotlout laughing. That's much quicker. That's not a gentle line. That's much quicker, much more scribbly, because it's trying to get out a different emotion. I'm trying to create emotion when I'm drawing, because that's what I think stories should do. They should move you to laugh, to cry, to think. But then there's another type of illustration that I'm trying to do, particularly actually in Wizards of Once books. I'm trying to do epic illustrations that make you feel that the things that you're looking at, that you really might be there, that this is a real world, that my imaginary world that I've created is real. So that involves a lot more detail. So an illustration like that's the giant in the treetops. But you can see how that's a very different style of illustration from the rather cartoony illustration I was doing. That makes you feel that giant really might be there. He's a giant as big as a tree. But for that, I'll need to do a lot of quite detailed drawing to make you feel it's real. Or, for instance, here are these are all illustrations, by the way, from a book that hasn't been published yet. So you're getting to see them first. This is Wish and Czar with Perdita, who's a wizard who's turned into a bear, and you can see she turns into a bear sometimes, not all of the time, but And you can see that that really looks like a real bear. In order to draw that, by the way, I don't have a very good visual memory. Illustrations are all different, and some people can really remember how a bear looks. Somebody like Chris Riddell, if you know Chris Riddell, he can draw a bear just out of his head, just like that, because he can remember how a bear looks. But not all illustrations are the same. Don't feel that you have to be the same as everybody else. I have to look up a bear on my computer and see how bears look to remind me of how they look. I'm very good at remembering expressions. I can remember how to draw somebody sad or somebody happy, but I'm not so good with how things look with my visual memory, so I have to look it up. So remember that if you struggle with remembering how things look, you can look it up on the internet. Because there I'm trying to make you feel that you really might be one of the characters and they might be real. Or this is Wish meeting a tatzelworm. And you can see again in that illustration, I've drawn a lot, although tatzelworm, I've made up a tatzelworm. I'm trying to make you feel it might exist by paying a lot of attention to detail, to those scales. I'll look up, with that I looked up reptile scales to give me an idea of how my dragon might look. I'm now going to give you a drawing demonstration, and you can draw along if you like. I'm going to draw you my 3 heroes, and they actually have 3 different magical powers. This is the warrior boy. He's very naughty, Tsar. So when I'm drawing him, I have to think naughty thoughts of what Tsar might be thinking, which is naughty next to do. And this is him thinking of a clever, naughty idea. And he's got they've all got these Bronze Age tattoos in circles and things like that. And there he is thinking of something cleverly naughty to do. Now Tsar, his magical power is he got magical hands. He's very creative. Magical fingers. Okay. His problem is that he's the kind of kid who acts first and thinks later. Yeah, we know this kid. This is why he means very well, Tsar. So I try and get a real feeling of affection for him into the drawing. His hair is very confident, because Tsar is very confident. I try and get a real feeling of affection into the drawing, but he has this witch stain. You see, this is his clever fingers. That's his clever fingers, magic fingers that think of clever ideas and very creative. Yeah, those are his clever fingers. But he's got this witch stain on his hand, which is leading him to be creative, but in a bad way. So that's Tsar's magic. This is Wish. Now, Wish is very different. She has a magic eye. It's hidden behind that eye patch. And the magic eye, and she's also very creative, Wish. They all have some of the magic powers that the others have as well. But her real magic ability is to see into other people's minds. That is a magical power, actually, isn't it? Looking into somebody else's mind. But really, she can see her magic eyes. It gives her empathy. That's a word, empathy, which means being able to see things from other people's point of view. She's got this very magic hair, which goes a little bit wild. Like that. So that's her magic. She's got the magic eye of empathy. And Bodkin is the last one. He is Wish's bodyguard. And he's permanently worried about Wish. That's him worrying, because being her bodyguard, the great thing of, Wish is a wonderful character, and she's very, very kind, but she does get into trouble an awful lot, Wish. And so when Bodkin's her bodyguard, he has to try and look after her, and so that's why he's looking so worried, you see. That's why I've made him so worried. This is Wish's magical spoon. She's got a magical spoon, which is an ordinary iron dinner spoon, but it just happens to be alive, this spoon. So she has magic that works on iron, which is very, very dangerous in this world, because the witches are very, very keen on getting hold of magic that works on iron. And this is Bodkin. Can you see Bodkin in that picture? Yes. And Bodkin is very worried about Wish. Very worried about looking after Wish, because he has a problem, Bodkin, which is a real problem in a bodyguard, in that he tends to faint in situations of danger, which is, you can imagine, makes you not a very good bodyguard if you faint in times of danger. That's his helmet. But what he has, his magical power, is magical thought, magical thinking. He's very good at thinking his way out of trouble. So they all have some of the other's powers. So he can be creative and empathetic as well. But his real magical power is magical thinking. Thinking of clever ideas that might get them out of trouble in the situations that they get into. And you can see how I've created their characters in the way that I've drawn them. Can you see that Wish is kind? I think kind thoughts when I'm drawing Wish, and I think rather anxious thoughts when I'm drawing Bodkin, and when I'm drawing Zara, I'm thinking naughty thoughts and of him being very confident and sure of himself. And that sort of tells the story just in the way I'm drawing the characters. Now, in How to Train Your Dragon, Hiccup finds this very naughty little disobedient hunting dragon called Toothless. And I'm going to show you how to draw Toothless while also teaching you a little bit of Dragonese, okay, which is the language that dragons speak to one another. And if you've got an adult in the room with you, like a teacher, for instance, you have to get them to put their hands over their ears, because this is not a suitable language for adults. They are way too sensitive, yeah? Okay, so has your adult got their hands over their ears? Have they? Okay, then I'll teach you a little Dragonese. This is Toothless. And notice, you see, he's got a very naughty little expression on his face. A lot of it, look, his eyebrow is just going up like that, as if he's thinking of something naughty to do. Yes, he's got a little wart on the end of his nose, and this is the smoke coming out of his nostrils. But you will see when I teach you the Dragonese why he is so naughty. Okay, has your teacher got their hands over their ears? Okay, I'll teach you how to speak some Dragonese. Nea quappa in a dehusish pishu, which means no pooing inside the house, please. Me mama na like it, yum yum on de bum, which means my mother does not like to be bitten on the bottom. I mean, I don't blame her. You can see why, Toothless is so naughty. Pishu, kindly, gobber oot, me free undly. Please would you be so kind as to spit out my friend. That's to a larger dragon, actually. And there you are, you see, there is my little Toothless dragon. He's about the size, he's quite small. He's a bit smaller than, he's about the size of a chihuahua, I suppose. Oh, I've nearly forgot his little spines on his back.